And then there was this guy who was in a van. He lived in his van and I liked it. I liked the way he lived. I liked his lifestyle. I liked him.
Cheesy.
Yeah.
Oh, the door. You could just press a button and it does that.
Hey, that was it, sold. He was like, we're buying it, we're having it, sold. First time we've actually lived together was in this bus.
Alright guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're meeting up with Phil and Nicola, who are living full time in the Mercedes Sprinter bus.
They've done an awesome job on kitting it out, so definitely stick around for the inside tour. And if you like the video, give it a thumbs up and let us know in the comments what you think. Back to it.
I'm Nicola.
I'm Phil.
And this is Popcorn the Bus. So we've just been living in Popcorn for just over a year now. It took us 18 months to build it while we were working and not living in the bus. So I'm a dance teacher, but also a musical theatre performer. And I was living in my apartment in Yorkshire.
Yeah, so I work for a gym company. I've been working for them 8 years. Throughout those years, I then met Nicola.
Well, lockdown hit. My profession ended, all the shows, theatre, teaching, everything.
Obviously the gym's closed during lockdown, so it took me 2 years to become a mountain leader. And I was just happy. I was like, yeah, I'm really excited. I've got this weekend where I'm going to take some people into the lakes. And that's when I met Nicola.
Yeah.
And
that was his pickup line.
That was my pickup line.
And I went with this group of people, with these strangers, and had the most amazing time because I still loved the outdoors. And I went out, and then that was it. And then there was this guy who was in a van. He lived in his van.
Not this one, but yeah, obviously.
Yeah, he's had a few vans. And I liked it. I liked the way he lived. I liked his lifestyle. I liked him.
Cheesy.
Yeah. And then that was it. Then we went out on a few bits. We met up and then we went out in Phil's vans.
Yeah, we just decided, didn't we? When we made it official, it was not long after we actually became a couple. We just decided to buy or start looking for something for us both to maybe live in.
We don't actually remember the time that we said, right, let's do it. We were just looking at vans. He's constantly looking at vans all the time. What van could I buy and do it? What could I do? And then he said, oh, what about if we bought something together? As we got talking about things, I've had friends pass away in that time from being very ill, my age, and something in us just said, if we're going to do it now. Don't wait until you retire. Don't wait until you think you've got time to do it. Let's do it. So that was it. We looked for the bus, found the bus. Why did you pick the bus?
Just for the size of it, like.
What was your favourite part of the bus?
Oh yeah, the door, the side door. You know, like just to open a door with a button. And then close again.
You went, we're having it. Not anything else.
I went to go view it. The engine was buggered, everything was buggered on the bus, but this door opened, I went, I'm having it. And it's the only thing on the bus that's caused us problems more than anything.
The door. Yeah.
The stupid door. But yeah. So this is a Mercedes Sprinter 2.1 litre van. It's 21 years old. It used to be a bus that was made for wheelchairs, like because they had a ramp on the back, like an access vehicle. We originally paid £2.5 grand. We paid £1 grand on repairs, so like needed suspension, new tyres, etc. So including the bus with the fit out originally, it was 11.5 grand we spent because we tracked it. I was a bit geeky like that. I've had a few vans before, and this one was perfect because it has straight walls. Literally, you're playing with a box, like a room you would have in a house.
It's not humongous,
yeah,
but it's big enough for two people to live. We've lived very comfortably inside it.
Oh, the door. You could just press a button and it does that. And that was it.
Hey, that was it, sold. He was like, we're buying it, we're having it, sold.
And then this button used to open it, but it doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, so then you have to go.
Like, you have to push it, but then there is a button on the inside. Well, in my spare time, I'm a mountain leader, so I had to just put mountains on the side of the bus.
We love the mountains and the outdoors and all that side, so it fits us perfectly, and I like it.
So I just put a light up there connected so I could see it does light this area. Then we've added a little sensor light that was more for security while we've been traveling around Europe. One on the side and one on the back. We have a diesel heater fitted underneath, so that's just access to get in there so we can do repairs. And then I installed this like spray system underneath the awning. Don't know if you can see that. Oh, yeah. Have we used it? No. Did I finish the job? No. But
he was really excited about it.
So you know when you go to restaurants and it sprays that nice mist when you're abroad? Well, I fitted one of them. I've not seen a van with it on before, so...
And it would have been ace to have it in Morocco, but...
Yeah, I just didn't finish the job, I'll be honest. Yeah, so we've got a water tank. We've got two underneath, underslung. It's 125 litres each.
If we want to be off grid for a few days, it's so...
We can last about a week, can't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, easy. Yeah, on the top we've got two skylights, just to let light in if we want to still be private. And then we've got 425 watt solar panel on the roof. Right, so at the back, we've got all the stickers from where we've been so far.
So yeah, I've got another solar powered lights just for security again, really. You literally just turn them like, you know, click them on and off. So you can have them on all the time if you want, but then you put on the sensors and they start working when it's dark, so it's...
We've got the double doors that open up to get that perfect van life view, you know.
Sit on the edge of your bed.
Sit on the edge in your bikini. And that's just me, looking out at the views. And then under here, we've just got everything we hide away from when Liveration are going to come and do some filming. We just shove it under here. Now, this is, so we've got the silvers for the windows. We've got like racking of shoes there.
Climbing shoes, hiking shoes, scrambling shoes, winter boots, you name it, we've got it. Bouldering mat.
We've got a toolbox.
And then back at this side, it's hard to see, but we inflatable kayak, inflatable sup board, skis,
yeah,
all of our camping, hiking gear, because that takes up so much space in our lives. Yeah. So this is like pure luxury to have this amount of garage space.
Yeah, so just some leveling ramps. We're parked on the hill now, so we would normally put two ramps on this side to level it out a bit.
This ingenious contraption is just from IKEA, but they're brilliant to hook things on. So we've got our climbing gear on there. This is another small and silly but fabulous idea that when you're here and you don't want to put your stuff down on the floor, it's so good to have a hook.
When it's wet, you can just like take your bag off and then just
everywhere
hook that, and then you know, instead of like putting it on the floor. This side, another water tank, and then we have the LPG underslung tank, and then that's just the refillable for the LPG. And then so our boiler is just behind this wall, so that's just the flue for the boiler, just to let the fumes out. And we've got a gas monitor detector inside the van, as well as carbon monoxide and a fire alarm. So like safety wise, our fireman friend was happy to see all that.
He was, yeah.
From a financial point, people do decide to, you know, it's a bit cheaper way of living in a van. It is, of course it is, you know, compared to living in a house. But one of the things I do with my work is I can get a hotel any night of the week and stay in it, but I hate it. It's not my space. It gets boring. You feel lonely. You can't cook in a hotel room. So the van life really fitted into my lifestyle, and financially it was just good for me.
I think you're right though about the financial thing, because it isn't an issue for us. We both do have the jobs that we love.
Yeah.
And we enjoy them, but we just saved to do this big adventure now. But that's the plan is now we're going back to work, we make some more money, and then we'll go off on another adventure.
The insurance for the year was 700, and then because we're fully off grid, it's, you know, we've got the solar, so we don't pay for electric. Obviously we did pay for the lithium batteries and the good solar panels to start with. Gas is very cheap. It's a refillable gas bottle. That was what, 15 euros to fill that gas bottle, and we've been using it for, so you're breaking it down by 700 quid insurance, £100 odd road tax, because it's still classed as a disabled vehicle. Yeah, and the cost of diesel. That's always been the highest. No matter, everyone who lives in a van, diesel, that's the highest outgoing.
Just getting around.
Fuel
But
and
fuel
ferries.
was so cheap in Morocco, so you don't mind paying that.
No.
It's the fuel when you come back. It's everything when you come back to England, that's what costs you the most. Everywhere in Europe, we didn't have to pay for water, you don't have to pay to stay somewhere because there's so many airs. But when you're here, you're often forced to sort of stay on a campsite and you're paying for those things. Sometimes you're on a campsite, then you still have to pay for water.
Yeah, literally, it's getting so bad now. It's getting worse and worse because they're clamping down. And I think every person you speak to in the van life community says exactly the same.
Now we're back to work and things like that, we won't mind paying for the campsites or those kind of things because we're going to have money again. This year was about using the money that we'd saved to just enjoy what we can.
We wanted 10 grand to go with.
We didn't get 10. We had about £8,000 each to go and travel the places that we've travelled. For a whole year.
So if you put that into perspective, that's what we spent in the year with our insurance and all the ferries. So.
All right, come and have a look in.
Yeah, so when we bought the bus first, it only had one seat. So we had to then put a second seat in because we didn't want Nicola to be sat over here. Yes, in the front, just behind the door, when we close the door, because we've got a button for that, we just have some storage for our shoes and we use that as our laundry basket. So our dirty pants and socks go in there.
Hidden them away.
Yeah. Security, no joking. We've got an axe. And yeah, we have everyone who's been in the bus since we built it, we have to have a selfie with them and then we print it off and put it up there, which is pretty good. And then this is just some storage for some bulbs and some extra Ivy's vests, etc. So
and then this was the original first aid sign, whatever that is, first aid sign in the bus. And then we've actually put plasters, first aid kit, everything is in there.
On a night we just like unclip these.
And they just go all the way around. They touch all the way to the bottom step. And it just helps the drafts from the cold because the door.
It just keep the heat in, yeah.
Yeah, the door, there's such a breeze coming through the door.
That lovely door.
But yeah, these just help.
Yeah, so this is our dining room. The table does move a bit. Like these just look like seats, but we've got all the electrics for the buses underneath this. So we've got controls here. We've got the inverter switch, then we've got the diesel heater control, and then we've got normal sockets. Behind this is the solar charger. So the power comes from the solar panel into the solar charger, then comes down through a fuse, and then goes into our batteries, which are down here. Well, we have an inverter, and then all of our 12-volt stuff's there. And then we've got one of these fire extinguisher balls, which we don't see a lot of camper vans have, but what this designed to do is if there was a fire, this explodes and then it extinguishes that area.
It's a powder, but it's I'm sure it's carbon dioxide because it's
carbon dioxide.
Yeah.
So it's, this is our games cupboard, so we've just got some books on that side and a box of games.
So I bought him a drum for Christmas, a cajon drum, and he complained about it because it was a do-it-yourself building. I thought, well, he likes building. So
like this was peak while we're building the bus, and then Nicola buys me for Christmas a cajon drum, which I have to build myself. I'm like, I don't have time to build that as well as build a home.
Look at it, go on, give it
yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
but.
when we're jamming. If somebody had a fire out there and there was people, Moroccans dancing around a fire, you'd be on one.
Yeah.
But anyway, we do use it as a seat. We just put it out there, and if we've got friends that come in for a drink or whatever, it's just extra.
And then underneath that seat is just more storage, so we toilet rolls, spare towels, spare bedding. The diesel heater, which is underneath the bus, and then that pipe diverts into the toilet area, which we use as a drying room when we need to dry our clothes. So here we have a camera which is connected to our mobile phones for security, which is facing the front of the bus. If someone did break into the bus, we've got sensors on the door, motion sensors, which has a separate app. We've got this camera and that camera as a backup.
If we're out and about, if we're parked up somewhere and we're away, we know that we'll get a message on our watch or on our phone saying there's motion detected at the front door.
So then behind here is our boiler, which provides the hot water for us.
So you've got your regular, like you would in an apartment, just your under sink. We've got the bin under there. We recycle everything cleaning wise. We store under there like you normally would in your own home. Beautiful sink, and then our gas hobs. So we've got a full oven that we bought from Facebook Marketplace. And then up the top here is we just have food. So we've got teas, coffees, spices. We've got a lot of Moroccan spices from where we've just been. Just dried goods for emergencies. Got a normal size fridge. Coffee machine, essential. It's quite posh that, isn't it, a coffee machine? And then the most useless thing we've bought in the bus was a fruit hammock, because your home isn't stood still, it's rocking from side to side all the time. We've had a lot of mashed bananas at the beginning of our trip, so now it's just a decorative ornament, or we'll store something in it if we need. If we're like, oh, we need to put it somewhere, we'll just shove it in there. It's just another cupboard. It's just food down there as well. Food and Tupperware. And this is the cupboard. If you're going to have a cupboard where everything spills out, it's that one.
Yeah, it's the only one that doesn't have a lock. So when we're turning corners, that's the only one.
And everything.
Like
you.
Thank you. Well, we've got a switch here for the lights. So we've got them ones, and then we have we've got more lights.
Disco lights.
We have a rave in the bus. Skylights, we installed 2 of these, so we've used this a lot. So to keep the bugs out, we use that one, and then when you want it fully closed for the darkness.
We've got the bathroom area, so this is where we fill up our flush in the toilet from inside. Most people do it from the outside, but it was just easier to have a setup for us to do it on the inside. And then here is just where we pull out the toilet to change it. We've just got a chemical toilet for now. We're in 2 minds about whether to keep the chemical toilet. It's worked for us for now because we use EcoFlush, but we're up and in about, do we go compost, do we not? We don't know yet. This worked for now, but it's got a lot of negatives with it, hasn't it, this? Full-size mirror, which was the one thing that I really wanted, because when we've lived in Phil's other vans and smaller vans, I've never looked at what I look like, which normally you don't really care, but sometimes it'd be nice to know if you've brushed your hair that day, or what you actually do look like in your clothes. I don't know if maybe it's just me, but it's really nice to have a mirror there. And then into our little bathroom. So we just put all our toiletries, we've got one each, but then we have our bathroom there. We've got a proper shower and our toiletries, and we have a toilet and also a mirror in there, which is like mega luxury. And we don't use it every day. It's still, people think, oh, you've got a shower, but you know, you've got to figure out where your water's going to come from to fill up, to use the shower. It does use a lot of water. Yeah, we do still have sink washers. We do still wash to save, because now we've lived in a bus, we realise that water is quite precious. Phil managed to find these from Facebook Marketplace. It's just our socks and pants. Then I think it comes to the bedroom area. All my clothes are in there, and then Phil's clothes are in this side. That's all I need in there. Yeah, we might, you know, wash them more often, because otherwise we get a bit stinky in here sometimes. Yes, we bought this in Morocco, and this is what we sort of fell asleep on outside all the time. Yeah, it's got a sleeping bag and my big winter coat. It's massive. Yeah, so the bed is literally, it's just a regular double bed. It's my bed from my apartment, and this was an old bed frame that I had in storage. This is our screen. That comes down like that. And then we have here on this corner a little contraption Phil made that lifts up. And we stick the projector on there, and then we've got movie nights.
Where you watch Liveration.
Where we watch Liveration on YouTube. You can watch things on your iPad if you've got them or whatever, but it just makes you feel a bit special, a bit cinema style.
And we have Wi-Fi as well, don't we?
Yeah, we've got Wi-Fi in the bus, yeah.
Yeah, so we've in here, we've just got a little device that gives us Wi-Fi. That's it. So that's our Wi-Fi box, and it just plugs in, and when we're abroad, we just change the SIM card. It's just better to have that than use our phones to tether all the time.
Don't we pay like a tenner a month?
It's a tenner a month, and then that hooks up with our security as well.
Phil is just so experienced. I really started dating the right guy to to fall in love with van life, because he'd done all those mistakes already. Yeah, I'd be lost without you, Phil. I would. I would. I would. I would.
Make me cry.
Stop. My favourite part is purely the freedom. The travelling. We can technically go anywhere if we want to.
I think I'm agreeing. My favourite part is just the freedom of being able to go
It is the
wherever.
same.
It is the same. The worst part of van life is if your diesel heater breaks when you're in the middle of nowhere at -22.
And it did.
But managed to fix it. But yeah, for those few days when it was absolutely freezing, that's the worst thing about van life. It's just coldness.
My worst part is I think it's not when we do run out of water, the things that are essential to live. If we run out of water, you can't, you go to the shop and buy bottled water, but we don't want to buy bottled water. We've got a filter system in the bus. So when that runs out, you're a little bit stuck if it's not easy, because it's not easy accessible to fill up sometimes. We never talk about the future because you just don't know what is going to happen in the future. But first time we've actually lived together was in this bus. We were living separately. Phil was living in his own van, which I know I spent time in, and I had my apartment, which we both spent time in, but not often. So we didn't actually know how it would work out for us to spend the time together in such a small space on the road, and it's worked.
This year's been a really big test on the van and our relationship and everything, just life. So the future is
this.
This is.
Yeah, I think if you've got an inkling in your body that you would like to do van life, what the perk is from Phil and I, what we feel most sort of fortunate about is that we both have properties, and we've got a property each that we rent out, so that has enabled us to have a little bit of income to be able to put that aside for if we need to live off that while we haven't been working. And it's been really good, and we just feel really fortunate that that is a really good plan for Phil and I. So I think if we meet a lot of people that say, oh, we just don't dare do it, or we're scared to do it, or we've got a house now, rent it out, give it a try. I just think try it. You don't know if you don't try it.
I've got friends now who are living in vans who are now looking for land to buy, or they're looking to buy a house. They think that van life's getting really hard now, so they're wanting to go back into properties, but it's so much harder when you're trying to earn the money while living in a van to then try and buy a in my eyes. If I tried to do it the other way around and I didn't have my house, I don't think I'd be able to do it. You've got to save so much these days, and interest rates are so high. It's really difficult.
Well, just everything's more expensive now.
And they're not looking in the UK, they're looking abroad now to look at land to buy, to live in the vans or properties.
My advice to couples who want to live together, who think they can live in a small space, who want to try out van life, you have to tell each other when you're annoyed. Straight away. Right there. Don't hold on to it, don't keep it, because it's just going to blow up. Yeah, you have to say it. We say it all the time. You annoy me all the time.
Yeah, Nicola's a vegetarian. I'm not. That's when I'm not happy. We have to say straight away.
Stop it.
Thanks for watching our video. Thanks for inviting us down to enjoy this lovely Lake District day. The sun was out. But yeah, you can find us. We have an Instagram page. So the bus itself has its own Instagram page. It's called Popcorn the Bus. We do have a YouTube channel, which isn't massive, but everything we've done the first half of our journey is on there. So that's busing and backpacking.
Sometimes we're in the bus and sometimes we've got the backpack.
We've got backpacks.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Alright guys, thanks for tuning in there, and a big thanks to Phil and Nicola for sharing the story with us and showing us around.
Make sure to check them out on all the socials. The links will all be in the description below. And if you like the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and let us know in the comments what you thought. See you in the next one.